There was this big anti-gay march in front of the U.S. Capitol yesterday, and Think Progress decided to go there and speak to some of the participants. And buckle up, this ought to be good. They're going to explain to you why they're against gay marriage.
The reason why I came here was because I was told by my church ministry to come out here and support what we believe in, which is a man and a woman to get married and unite.
Marriage is a covenant between a man, a woman, and God, and we cannot change what the Bible defines.
I'm out here to support marriage between one man, one woman, because I believe God created it that way, and it should be that way because it's the right thing to do.
And I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman because that's how God created the world, Adam and Eve.
Well, because I think that's the way God created us. I think it's the way it's been. It's the way it is universally accepted. There's nothing wrong with two people loving one another. The problem is changing the definition of a word that's existed forever.
Well, I think the consequences is the kids in public school, where they're coming home saying that, you know, Johnny can marry Harry, and there's no, I can choose my own gender. And, you know, that's a completely different ethical foundation than what our nation was founded on.
It's against our religion, so for our children to be taught this is normal and you are wrong, that is wrong.
You could have a man and a woman come together even if they're not married, and you can create life. If you have multiple partners, you create STDs. If you have multiple partners in men, you create HIV.
I'm a pastor, and I know what happens on the street, and the gay lifestyle is not gay. It's filled with drug abuse and violence and sadness and unhappiness. I've had more than one gay tell me, you know, I don't know why they call it gay lifestyle, it's not gay.
But now you see everybody walking down the street holding hands together. It's like people don't really care anymore. I guess like there's like, they do whatever they want in public. Like for some people that's like a little uncomfortable to see.
I'd say in general our society has gone down in its moral status it once had. You know, it has gone down big time. You know, it's been a steep decline.
Because we believe in repentance, that if God was to touch one of these souls that are gay and marriage, God can still touch their hearts and turn them into His steps.
See, my problem with what they're saying is it's all opinion. It's all opinion. And look, you're totally entitled to your opinion, but we're not supposed to make laws based off of your opinion. We have to have some kind of objective standard. And the most reasonable standard is, why can't people do whatever they want to do as long as they're not harming anybody else? So by that logic, as long as you're consenting adults, it's none of my business. And here's the main point. That is all-inclusive. So, in other words, the anti-gay marriage people always try to make it seem like the pro-gay marriage people are being bigoted and closed-minded. How many times have we heard Rush Limbaugh make this argument? Like, oh, it's the liberals and it's the progressives who are being closed-minded and bigoted. But no. You know what it would look like if the liberals and the progressives were being bigots? We would say, you are only allowed to gay marry, and we're going to ban straight marriage. That's what we would be fighting for if we were actually bigoted, if we were actually closed-minded. Because we say, no, we're against anybody straight marrying. We only want people to gay marry. But we don't do that. Again, what we want is all-inclusive. We say, look, if you want to straight marry, go right ahead. But if people want to gay marry, they should be able to do that too. If people want to interracial marry, by all means, it's none of my business. I'm even in favor of polygamy. If you want to, marry multiple people, fuck. Again, as long as you're all consenting adults, it is none of my business. But see, they have it exactly backwards. They say we're bigots, but they're the bigots. Because again, we're in favor of everybody doing whatever the fuck they want to do. They are the ones that say, no, my way or the highway. Only do as I define or fuck off. But again, we don't make laws simply based off of your opinion. And the other thing is, you notice the level of uber religiosity. Where everybody's like, my church, God, religion, Christianity. We're not supposed to make laws based off of your church or your religion or your God. Okay, that's not the idea that this country was founded on. It was founded on the opposite idea. Okay, the Constitution was a radical document in its time because we had the Establishment Clause, which says the government cannot establish a religion, and there shall be no religious test for office. Okay, but they want the exact opposite. They want the government to be based on Christianity. And by the way, let's face it, they don't even know what's in Christianity. Because you know who's actually in favor of biblical marriage? Get this, I hope you're sitting down. I'm in favor of biblical marriage. Why? Because the main form of biblical marriage, none of these idiots know it, is polygamy. Polygamy is the main form of biblical marriage. Don't take my word for it. Biblical scholars did a study recently, about a year and a half ago. They went through the entire Bible and counted up all the different types of marriage. And the marriage that happens most often and is most accepted is polygamy. It's not one man, one woman. So in a weird, ironic twist, I'm the only one that's in favor of biblical marriage here. They're not. But that's the thing, man. They don't even know what's in their holy book. Because they might be out there being, uber anti-gay, and they might have strong opinions, and they might think that they're talking for God. But again, they don't read the other parts of the Bible. They cherry pick to fit their prejudices that they already have. If they were really being objective, they would be protesting out in front of the Gap. They'd be protesting in front of every single clothing store in the country. Because in the Bible, they ban mixes of fabrics. You can only wear pure fabrics. Well, guess what? Every clothing company makes mixes of fabrics. And people there are wearing mixes of fabrics, okay? But they're sinning just as bad as the supposed gay sin, and they got nothing to say about that. I'm sure they eat shrimp and pork and shellfish and the rest of that, and that's banned in the Bible. You're not allowed to do that. All the guys that were talking, they shave their face, they cut their hair. That's an abomination in the eyes of God. You should be put to death if you do that. Piercings, tattoos, all of those things, put to death if you do those things. I mean, the list goes on and on. Never mind the fact that in the Bible there's also slavery. Women are sold off to their rapists. I mean, there's a bunch of horrendous stuff in there, but they cherry pick. Let's only pick the things that we like. And so we'll pretend like we care about being kind to the poor, even though we don't. And we'll also just only focus on the anti-gay thing. It's so sad. It's so pathetic. It's so not objective. And that's what pisses me off about it.